If you were Zoro, could you devote your entire life to one person's dream? Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating relationships in anime. Why does Roronoa Zoro follow Monkey D Luffy? This isn't just about friendship. It's about loyalty, leadership, and identity, and how Zoro's psychology reveals the heart of One Piece itself. Zoro was never born to follow anyone. He was a lone swordsman, proud, independent, and driven by his own code. So why did he choose Luffy? Because deep inside, he saw something that aligned with his own ideal self. In psychology, we call this the self-consistency theory. The idea that people naturally seek relationships that confirm their inner values. Luffy isn't rich, smart, or strategic. He's pure, brutally honest, free-spirited, and unshakably loyal. Zoro recognized something rare. Luffy lives by the same principle Zoro has fought for his entire life: to never betray one's own path. Following Luffy wasn't submission, it was confirmation. My sword is still pointed in the right direction. Zoro never obeys Luffy. He chooses to trust him. In psychology, this is called trust-based loyalty, a concept explained by Carol Gilligan. True loyalty doesn't come from hierarchy, but from moral alignment and empathy. Zoro questions Luffy. He argues. But he never abandons him, because Luffy is morally consistent. When Luffy risks his life for a crewmate, Zoro doesn't need an order. He already understands. It's the integrity in Luffy's actions that binds them together. Psychologically, people follow leaders who show ethical consistency, those whose values remain unshaken under pressure. And that's exactly who Luffy is. Zoro's moral universe isn't built on who's stronger. It's built on principle. When he loses to Mihawk, he kneels, not in humiliation, but in clarity. He's no longer fighting against others. He's fighting for the promise he made, to never lose again. That's self-determination theory in action, motivation that comes from autonomy and internal values. Zoro follows Luffy not because Luffy commands him, but because Luffy frees him. Luffy never says, "Do this." He says, "Let's go." And that small difference makes all the difference. Zoro's loyalty isn't forced obedience. It's autonomous commitment. The Straw Hat crew doesn't operate like a military. It's a trust network. According to psychologist Kurt Lewin, Luffy represents the democratic leader. He gives autonomy, yet bears full responsibility in crisis. Zoro thrives under that structure, because autonomy plus moral trust equals ultimate respect. When Luffy declares, "I will be the Pirate King," Zoro hears something deeper. He doesn't hear arrogance. He hears a man so free that following him feels like liberation. For Zoro, following Luffy is not submission to a captain. It's partnership in purpose, a shared oath to chase the impossible. Zoro lives by the code of the blade. A sword exists to uphold promises. Luffy lives by the code of freedom. No rule should ever hurt the people you love. These two moral systems should conflict, but they don't, because both are rooted in purity of intention. Psychologically, this is value congruence, the emotional harmony that happens when two people's core values are deeply compatible. Zoro doesn't just respect Luffy's dream, he sees his own reflection in it. To protect Luffy's dream is to protect the honor of his own sword. That's why he fights, not as a follower, but as a believer. When Zoro took Luffy's pain from Kuma, it wasn't sacrifice, it was existential meaning. In that moment, he wasn't dying for Luffy. He was affirming why he lives. According to Viktor Frankl's logotherapy, humans can endure any suffering if they find meaning within it. Zoro's meaning was crystal clear. If Luffy's dream lives on, then my life and my pain have value. He doesn't need the world to understand it. That meaning alone is enough. Zoro doesn't follow Luffy because he's his captain. He follows him because through Luffy, he follows himself. True loyalty isn't about surrender. It's about alignment between who you are and what you choose to fight for. So, if you met a leader like Luffy, would you draw your sword for him?